And welcome to Big Ones NFT. I'm your host Gabriel, and today we're going to be looking at a lot of different kinds of news from around the world regarding NFTs. Let's get into it. Alright, so look, a lot's been happening. And we haven't done one of these kind of long form videos in a while. So today I want to get through a lot of different things. So the first thing I want to talk about, and we've talked about this on our shorts, is actually the Pepe meme coin. That's right, the Pepe meme coin. Now, look, obviously it's taken the world by storm. And currently it is up slightly. And I'm looking at it now. It's up 0.61% in the last hour and about 1.52, so just close to 2% up in the last 24 hours. But it has gone down. I think that's the thing that I wanted to kind of say, that it actually has gone down slightly. And basically it's now sitting at number 58. Now I think the last video I did, we were saying we were at within the top 50, and I believe it was around 48 at the time, but now it's moved down in terms of volume of market cap to about 58, number 58 on coin market cap. Again, links will be in the description below. I just wanted to add this and say that, like with any meme coin, there's a lot of risk, and it is about the hype cycle and the continuation and sustenance of that hype. Look at Dogecoin, of course, and the only time Doge really pumps is usually when Elon Musk has anything to do with it, as he may tweet something or state something, or like what he did, change the Twitter profile into the Doge profile. So again, it's always related to other or additional external hypes. Now, I'm moving on to segue into the next news that I want to talk about, which is a meme coin generated by AI, and it's called Turbo, Turbo. So what's interesting about this and why is it related to NFTs is because the creator of this, a guy called Rhett Mankind, again, links will be in the description below, basically created this from an idea, and probably out of necessity. As he was saying, it wasn't doing too well, sales were down, so he wanted to be innovative and creative. Now, what he did have was a community, and a community of around, on his Twitter, around 22,000 followers. Now, what he did is he asked ChatGPT to basically create a new token. What was it look like? What would it be called? And then he talked to his community and basically asked what do they think and did some polls. And cut a long story short, out came Turbo, and the logo of this is a frog, as you're probably looking now on the screen. So it's quite interesting that even that frog was created by Chat Midjourney or AI, let's just say. So with all that, he had a budget, I think at the time, of $69, and that $69 to basically create this meme token actually got eaten or taken by a bot. So he went back to the community and said, okay, what can we do? What's the other options? And eventually he raised some funds. And what happened is other artists saw this and basically came on board. And again, I think this is the power of community. The power of community to bring other people together from around the world to support a cause. And in this instance, it was this meme coin. Now, Manifold, a NFT marketplace, basically has now said they're going to accept Turbo on their marketplace when purchasing NFTs. So this is now taking it to another level. And from the time of filming from this thing, it was around the current volume is around a market cap of 33 million. So this has certainly changed the life of Rhett Mankind, this particular artist. And of course, as a result, his other works, I think he's got a lot on Tezos and a few other marketplaces and foundation, has started to go up. So well, let's say the strategy is absolutely working, but I think it's a great use case of how, one, ChatGPT could be used, and how, two, how meme coins and the power of community have helped a particular artist and a particular cause, and how people still and will get by it knowing full well that maybe that particular meme coin might have a short shelf life. And if you look at the website, which I've done, links will be in the description, basically it says that, there is no roadmap. And at the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it literally says that, and I'll read it out here in its white paper. It basically says, as it's loading, which is quite interesting in itself, and it's a very simple 2-page website. And it says here, Q3 2020 through, no set roadmap, no promises, anything can happen. So I think, boom, that's meme coins and the power of that. Okay, let's move on. So one of the other news that I wanted to outline is, again, kind of talking with this whole creator of the meme coins, is Matt Fury. So Matt Fury created Pepe, the actual Pepe character. And of course, as we know, it's been reused, rehashed, created to memes and whatnot. So what he's done now, he's actually created a new collection called Heads. That's H-E-D-Z. Heads by Matt Fury on OpenSea. And there's about 1,000 of these items. He launched it in 2022, and it's about now at a floor price of 2.3 ETH. So not bad, but it's done a trading volume of over 4,192 ETH, which is absolutely amazing. So, and each one of these 1,000 are actually one of ones. So he's created these heads similar or in line to obviously the Pepe style, but of course not exactly. And each one of them are absolutely unique. So look, I mean, that's, again, before I say anything else, this is not financial advice. We're obviously not paid to promote any of these artists that we're talking about. And of course, always do your own research. But again, this is quite interesting, and since Pepe has thus recently become at a legendary status in terms within the Web3 community, crypto, memes, social media, I do believe Matt Fury, who's the creator, there's obviously some linkage and connection. Now, it doesn't mean all of these things are going to hype up and become meme coins themselves, but certainly there is, let's say, a bloodline, let's say, for example. Okay, so moving on. Now, an interesting news. Now, everybody obviously knows Moonbirds, and if you haven't, definitely look into it. Moonbirds was created by Kevin Rose and the Proof Collective. Again, an amazingly powerful community, which I follow. I don't own a Moonbird, just to put it out there. But you know, they've basically created their roadmap, and they've launched, as it said here, they did what's called a diamond exhibition, where they try to showcase 10,000 digital artworks. But I think one of the key things here is some of the community, when they basically launched this, and if you owned a Moonbird and if you had staked it, and correct me if I'm wrong if I haven't said the right order, but if you nested this, you were basically open to, or valid to get some of these artworks or that you could own. And there was a bit of, kind of long story short, there was a little bit of an unsatisfaction in the community. So what they've done is they've created basically a new smart contract. They called it, or dubbed it, the Odd God, okay, which basically reshuffles and creates a new collection of works, which then is going to be given to the community or to those particular artists, or say collectors that weren't so happy, for them to select from. So my point here is, and what I think is really amazing, and again, I've been following these guys and I really do respect these guys, Kevin Rose and Sam and Derek, and they do really want to make sure that the community is happy. Again, as we had discussed earlier, the power of a community, how it can create and also break any project, collection, or person. So here is an instance with Moonbirds where they saw a bit of dissatisfaction and they immediately came in to try to refix it and say, hey, we understand you guys are unhappy. This is what we're going to do. Let us try to make everything better. And I think that's what's important. And again, you know, nobody can predict how things go. You know, there's no right and wrong in doing things, which I understand. I've worked on projects before. And you really just want to make the community as happy as possible. Of course, sometimes you can't please everybody and you've got to stick to your guns, but again, as much as possible to ensure their satisfaction, particularly if it's just more than one. Look, you might get the odd one or two that might raise their hands and complain and all that kind of stuff, but that's kind of normal as well. Again, you can't please 100% of the time. Okay, so moving on to the next news, which I find interesting, again related to artificial intelligence, of course, and AI. And it says here, the title here is Hollywood writers call for AI regulation. So again, look, we could probably guess what this is all about, and it is talking about how the Writers Guild of America that represents over 11,500 writers basically went on strike, and you know, they want to ask for regulation with AI and the usages of AI and how, let's say, AI stories and creatives are used. Now, I get this, and again, I too am a creative, and I've written stories, and I use AI, ChatGPT, to create outlines and stories, both for personal use and for professional use. And it's a hardball. And I do understand, and I think, you know, if we look down 100 years down the line, I can already pinpoint that probably anything created by human hands is going to have a lot more value, you know, where it already, you know, it's kind of, it'll do a big full turnaround, and it's probably going to be like a holy grail if you could find anything written by a human mind and a human hand. Okay, but we're not 100 years into the future. We're here today. And so, look, I do think there are these concerns, and I do understand that there are, you know, for writers who this is their living, there is, let's say, some kind of cause for concern in terms of, well, look, they might just lose their bloody job. I think that's the bottom line, to AI or somebody who can prompt. Now, I think there's going to be a bit of a balance where writers do need to kind of hop on board. And again, when you still prompt something, it still requires thought, it requires understanding. And even once a prompt is done, you still need to actually facilitate it, edit it, amend it, fact check it, or whatever else. And you still need to create that outline. So it doesn't do it at 100%. And you can almost sometimes tell if you've used it enough when things are generated by AI to a small degree. But still, I guess my point is, and my personal opinion is that, well, one could say there's no personal opinion in the terms of we'll just have to see how it happens, but I'm all for AI. I'm 100% on it, and it'll be my personal responsibility to try to understand how to use it. I think that's the key, or else I'm gonna not be on that bandwagon. And I want to be not only on the bandwagon, I want to be at the front carriage, right, to actually understand how this thing goes, because AI is not going anywhere. It's actually just going to be more integrated into our daily lives. All right, well, look, that's it from me here at BIGONES.NFT. If you haven't already, do smash that like, hit subscribe, and please do turn that notification bell for more of these kinds of videos. We do love creating these videos. Do check out our other social medias like Twitter and Facebook. And of course, what you're watching here now on YouTube. Every comment you make does make a difference. Every like you do does make a difference, and we do highly appreciate it. All right, that's it from me. Take care. I'm Gabriel. Over and out.